Today we're going to talk about persuasive communication using a 5-step framework that I learned. We're going to Anthoware with John Jones and George Glacken, and George used this at Procter & Gamble. Everything you do, everything I do, when I'm trying to present a new idea or I need something to get accomplished or done, follows the same 5 steps every single time. Name the enemy, name the promise, why is it good, why you should trust it, and how do you get it. If you answer these 5 questions, or 2 statements and 3 questions, you'll have a very simple and straightforward persuasive communication framework that I've used literally for everything I do. I use this framework. We're going to go through walkthrough of each of these 5. I'm going to show you what you're trying to hit with each one, a sample sentence for each one, and then we'll wrap it all together to see the whole persuasive communication framework in one slide, and talk about how you can change and use it for whatever you need to get done. So you start off, you want to name the enemy. You start off with an antagonist. You want to come out strong with a pain point, identify faults in the current situation, identify an antagonist, or it could even be a surprising fact or a statistic. My enemy, my antagonist, my problem in the market, the problem with the current situation is that entrepreneurs struggle with confidence, belief in their ability to complete tasks, and understanding how they affect others because of how much organizations like Venture Asheville emphasize unlikely outcomes and we set unrealistic standards. So I'm identifying from the problem, right? Our entrepreneurs have a problem and it's our fault because of how we've set up what it is to be a successful entrepreneur. That's the enemy, so what's the promise? Promise obviously needs to be the flip side of this, but just the result. All right, so you want to start with the problem and show someone the destination. Don't talk about the hows in between. That's in your next sections of why is it good, why you should trust it, how do you get it. I just want to know the big problem, where we're going. Sum in those 2 things first, and we'll fill in the blanks in the following question. And moving our emphasis and programming away from outcomes and focusing on entrepreneurial journeys, we will increase our founders' self-efficacy. That's obviously bringing up a lot of questions. What do you mean by self-efficacy? What about our metrics? What about our standards? What about who we report to? We're going to get to that. But I want to let you know up front, the enemy, our founders are really struggling with their confidence and ability to complete tasks. It's our fault because of how we set standards, and we're going to change our programming to increase self-efficacy. Now let's talk about why it's good, why you should trust it, how do you get it. Why is it good? What will you do or achieve in this future state? What will improve? That's the good part. What will improve about your results or the organization, your initiative? Our metrics, and we use revenue, jobs, and investment, should increase by building better entrepreneurs because they lead better performing teams, which create better ventures that are more investable and acquirable. So I'm setting up an argument that not only will we continue to hit our metrics, they will improve by changing our programming, by changing our scope of work. That's the goal. And we're focusing again on self-efficacy. Why you should trust it. This is where you bring in some data, some detail. You don't bring feelings to a data fight. Here's where you let your data shine. Back up your promise. This is the process part. This is how you're going to do it. Academics studying entrepreneurial competencies identified this downward trend in founders. At Venture Asheville, we changed our mentorship programming and events to focus on journeys and building better entrepreneurs. As a result, we've increased every metric we report on. Here's an academic research, we put it in practice, and we have results. So you can copy this, right? That's the idea. You can carbon copy our playbook, right? And get right into it. So, you've looked at the enemy, found the promise, why it's good, why you should trust it. So the last question, obviously, is how are you going to get it? This is your call to action, your call to buy, call to change, or call to review proposals. And on with that, how do you get it? So examples are, we can access the Venture Asheville playbook and measurement tools on their website and pay X dollars a month to join as a member. Maybe that's what we have. Maybe we don't. Maybe someone says we need to visit Asheville and learn from their team. Or maybe it's we need to change our scope of programs to meet the articulated needs of our founders. Any of these could be good. It's up to you. What is your plan? What's your initiative? So I'm going to wrap up and show you. Mine is 7 sentences. I could have done this one in 1, but we're getting lost with it. 3 short sentences. So in total, my proposal, right, about what's wrong, what's the enemy. I'll read through the whole thing together one time. We'll talk about how you can use it in your selling. Entrepreneurs struggle with confidence, belief in their ability to complete tasks, and understanding how they affect others because of how much organizations like Venture Asheville emphasize unlikely outcomes, setting unrealistic standards. Moving our emphasis in programming away from the outcomes and focusing on the journey will increase our founders' self-efficacy. Our metrics, revenue, job, investment, should increase by building better entrepreneurs who lead better performing teams, which create better ventures that are more investable and acquirable. Again, those are the metrics. Academics studying entrepreneurial competencies identify this downward trend in founders. Venture Asheville changed their mentorship program and events to focus on journeys and build better entrepreneurs. As a result, they've increased all the metrics they report on. We need to visit Asheville and learn from their team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sentences. You can do it in 5 sentences. Maybe you need 5 paragraphs. Maybe you need 5 pages. It doesn't matter. Name the enemy. Name the promise. Why is it good? Why should you trust it? And how do you get it? The framework will work. Try it out.